We begin with a disturbing question, a question which should be asked of America and all those who claim they are committed to the worldwide war against terrorism. Why is Pannun, the leader of a violent Indian separatist group who has found sanctuary in America, walking free? This is not a general question, it is a specific question. Pannun has just threatened to blow up the Indian Parliament on December 13th. You heard that right. Blow up the Indian Parliament while it is in session, killing as many members and staff as he can. Why does America shield the professed terrorist despite his threats against India? Why is this fountainhead of Khalistani terrorism not in custody? Will American authorities act only after he has acted on his terror threat? We do not make this demand lightly. We ask on the basis of evidence. The man we're about to show you on your screen is an all too familiar face in India. His name is Gurpatwant Singh Pannu. He is the head of the terror group known as SFJ, short for Sikhs for Justice. This terrorist Pannun has released a chilling video. He has threatened to attack India's new parliament building on December 13th. Now look at the video on your screens. We have muted it so that our channel does not become a platform for hate speech and incitement to terrorism and violence. This Khalistani terrorist, whose well-being seems to be of paramount importance to the West, has brazenly threatened to blow up the Indian Parliament, the symbol of India's democracy itself. The level of arrogance is just staggering. In response to an alleged failed murder plot against him, Pannun has released this video. In 2001, the terrorists who attacked the Indian Parliament that day were from the Lashkar-e-Toiba and the Jaish-e-Mohammed, terrorist outfits operating from Pakistan. The Khalistani separatist movement has always been supported by Pakistani hawks who have used the Pakistan intelligence agency, the ISI, as their assault arm against India. 22 years ago, 6 police personnel, 2 parliament security personnel and 1 gardener were killed in the terror attacks. Pannun's video featured a poster of the parliament attack convict Afzal Guru with the caption, "Delhi Banega Khalistan," which literally translates to "Delhi will be made Khalistan." In his video, Pannun says that his response, quote unquote, will shake the very foundations of India's parliament. According to reliable reports, Pannun is not making idle threats. His group has been recruiting people for the execution of this attack. Pannun is a designated terrorist who, from the comfort of his terror headquarters in New York City, routinely issues threats against India, its leaders, its diplomats, and its people. And this time, well, it has been stirred by unsubstantiated reports that India has been planning his elimination. This charge was made by Canada, but Canada refused to provide reliable evidence of this charge. The Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, however, persuaded some elements in the American establishment to pick up this unsubstantiated narrative. Pannun's threat comes at a time when the Parliament's winter session is underway. It will go on till December 22nd. New Delhi takes this threat seriously. The city has been placed in a heightened state of alert. Security has already been stepped up in and around the Parliament and across the Indian national capital. But what is the response from the US? After all, Pannun lives in New York, not Delhi. And according to reports, the US is in the process of assessing what this terrorist, Pannun, is planning specifically. The irony is unbelievable. An acknowledged terrorist says publicly that his group members will blow up India's parliament. This amounts to public confession, and America is still waiting for evidence. Washington or the New York police are yet to react to this chilling video. This begs the question, if a similar threat had been made within the US, would the Americans have been equally complacent? The answer is a clear no. This is not the first time Pannun has unleashed his vitriol against India. Earlier, he threatened to blow up India's flag carrier, Air India. His threats have been accompanied by political action. He has organized referendums endorsing the creation of a separate state from India. Born in Khankot village in Punjab, Pannun is the son of a former State Agriculture Marketing Board employee. He is believed to have graduated from the Punjab University in 1990s and founded the SFJ in 2007. In 2019, the Indian government banned the SFJ under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act and for its anti-India activities. A year later, Pannun was declared an individual terrorist under the same law for promoting separatist activities and for encouraging the youth to take up arms. In September this year, Pannun warned Hindu Canadians to leave Canada amid the diplomatic row that broke out between India and Canada over the killing of another Khalistani terrorist, Hardeep Singh Nijjar, in Canada. Pannun blamed India for Nijjar's death, but had no evidence for this, of course. Pannun currently faces 33 criminal cases in India. A court in India has issued non-bailable warrant against him. Now, with this latest video, Pannun has threatened India 3 times in 3 months. Yet, last month, the US Department of Justice made a bizarre allegation against an unidentified Indian official. They say that this person orchestrated a hit job on Pannun. Consider this. A designated terrorist continuously issues threats against India, and the US, which is supposed to be India's key partner in countering terrorism, remains quiet and indifferent. How long will the US allow its soil to be used by anti-India forces? 13 December is only a few days away. Will Washington act? Well, shifting focus to Pakistan now. Last night we told you how anti-India terrorists were mysteriously dying in Pakistan. Turns out the list is only growing. We've received reports of another mysterious killing. It happened 3 days back, the 3rd of December to be precise. The man killed has been identified as Hansla Adnan. He was shot dead in Karachi's Nizamabad area. Who exactly was this guy now? Well, here's what we know so far. He was linked to the Lashkar-e-Toiba. He belonged to the outfit's political front, the Pakistan Milli Muslim League. He was a former area councillor from the party. This man was also one of the conspirators of the 2015 Udhampur terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir in India. For the unversed, in August 2015, 2 Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists clad in civilian clothes attacked a border security force convoy. This attack unfolded on Jammu-Srinagar highway. 2 Indian Army personnel died in this attack, while 14 were injured. Hansla Adnan is said to have played a key role in this attack. Now he's dead, like many of his peers. As we've been telling you, the killing comes in the backdrop of several anti-India terrorists being killed under mysterious circumstances in Pakistan. Well, the list is long and wide. Let me take you through it. On the 2nd of December, Khalistani terrorist Lakhbir Singh Road died of a heart attack near Lahore. On the 12th of November, Maulana Rahim Ullah Tariq was killed in Karachi. On the 10th of November, Muhammad Muzammil was killed in Sialkot. On the 9th of November, Khwaja Shahid Ilyas was killed in Rawalkot. On the 12th of October, Jaish-e-Mohammed commander Maulana Shahid Latif was killed in Pasoor. On the 13th of September, Maulana Zia-ur-Rahman was killed in Karachi. On the 8th of September, Lashkar-e-Terrorist Riaz Ahmad was killed in Rawalkot. On the 15th of July, Jaish-e-Mohammed leader Maulana Sardar Hussain was killed in a targeted attack in Nawab Shah. On the 6th of May, Khalistani terrorist Paramjeet Singh Panjwar was killed in Lahore. On the 4th of March, Hizbul Mujahideen terrorist Bashir Ahmad Peer was killed in Rawalpindi. On the 26th of February, Al-Badr terrorist Saeed Khalid Raza was shot dead in Karachi. And on the 2nd of December, Khalistani terrorist Lakhbir Singh died of a heart attack near Lahore. Now here's the thing. A few of these terrorists may have died of natural causes, but a majority have been killed in targeted attacks. These killings have started to spook Pakistan's security apparatus. It has even sent the country's rogue spy agency, the ISI, into a frenzy because the ISI too can't seem to figure out who orchestrated the killings. A homegrown terror group, or perhaps those outside Pakistan, who sought justice and knew that this was the only way these men would pay for a life of terrorism. Pakistan's ISI, which has sponsored terrorism as its main preoccupation, is breaking its head in an effort to find clues. Some within the ISI are even linking these killings to India. Even if they can't attribute it to India's intelligence agencies, whatever be the case, one thing is clear. These killings definitely seem to be a part of a pattern Pakistan's security apparatus is breaking its head over. What motivates individuals in India to commit murder? Well, according to data released by the government, the primary reason for last year's homicides was disputes. The National Crime Records Bureau, the NCRB, has recently published its latest report titled Crime in India 2022. It paints a rather grim picture. According to the data, India recorded a total of 28,522 murder cases last year. To simplify it, an average of 78 killings took place every day, or more than 3 took place every hour. The overall number of murder cases, however, came down marginally. While dispute was the #1 motive for murders, homicides were also committed over personal vendetta or enmity. Nearly 10,000 murders took place last year over disputes, and over 3,000 murders took place for enmity. The other reasons mentioned was gain. Among the Indian states, Maharashtra recorded the highest number of cases of murders over disputes. Over 1,000 murders took place over disputes alone. As far as personal vendetta or enmity goes, Bihar topped that list. Other reasons for murder: dowry, witchcraft, child human sacrifice, communal reasons, religious reasons, caste conflict, honor killing, love affairs, family disputes, illicit relationships, extremism, insurgency, robberies, gang rivalry, all of this made it to the list. Interestingly, the top 5 states that reported the lowest cases of murder are all from the northeast, and Goa among them, as well as Sikkim. Sikkim recorded the least number of murder cases. Only 9 murder cases were reported in the state last year. On the other hand, the state of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, in other words, the Hindi heartland, recorded the highest number of murder cases. These are just a few of the significant findings from the new National Crime Records Bureau data on murders in India. So what do we know about the victims? In terms of age, 95.4% victims of murder were adults. Of total murder victims, over 8,000 were female. Men constituted about 70% of the murder victims.